This is your evening news update for Friday, January 29. I'm so glad you could join us. Another elderly Barbadian has succumbed to COVID-19. An 84-year-old woman who had a pre-existing chronic illness died on Thursday, bringing deaths from the viral illness to 12. According to the latest figures, Barbados recorded 21 new positive COVID-19 cases on Thursday, 11 women and 10 men. 7 are people who would have been sent to the Harrison Point isolation facility previously for assessment, and the other 14 are Barbadians. Active cases now stand at 363. Of the total 361 people diagnosed as positive at Her Majesty's Prison Dodds, 355 have recovered. The remaining 6 people are included in the active cases count. 25 people have recovered from the virus and were discharged today. Overall, there are 1,498 confirmed cases in Barbados, 609 females, 889 males, and 1,123 people have recovered. The Public Health Laboratory has so far completed 101,675 tests. In other news, reports reaching our newsroom suggest that fresh COVID-19 cases have been discovered at the Hastings Worthing police station. The Royal Barbados Police Force has not confirmed the reports, but announced this evening that the station has been closed until further notice. Earlier this month, the station was closed and sanitized after an officer there tested positive for COVID-19. Youth Minister Dwight Sutherland says the high level of unemployment among the nation's youth is a major concern for government, and it will continue to pursue initiatives like the Building Block Project to address the issue. He made the comments as he today handed over keys to entrepreneurs who will benefit from newly built kiosks at Parkinson Field in the Pine.
The youth unemployment is very high. We have approximately, I'm being told, 60,000 young people in this country. 4,000 of those young persons leave school on average annually. We have to find work for them. That is what this ministry is about. Not only this ministry, because we partner with other ministries like the Ministry of Energy, the Ministry of Business, the Ministry of Blue Economy, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Industry, Ministry of Tourism. We partner as a government. That is how we do our business, to find employment opportunities for our young people.
As Barbados prepares to go on pause in less than a week, one foreign diplomat is pleading with residents to continue to adhere to the protocols. Lauding the Mia Mottley administration for its overall handling of the pandemic, the Cuban Ambassador to Barbados revealed he's not in favor of a full lockdown, but he's urging citizens to protect themselves.
This is not a moment of blaming or judging. No, this is a moment of solidarity and fraternity to work collectively against an enemy that is attacking us, that is invisible, and that is there. And unless we do it, all of us together, it's not happening. Okay? So, I might say this is what I think both of them, our President and the Prime Minister, has said to our people. Let's work together. An important thing is communication. And that is also very important, and I think transparency and immediate communication makes a big difference. One thing that I must recommend, and I must commend of what the government, both here and in Cuba, have done, is that the use of those protocols for sanitation, social distancing, the use of masks.
As public health authorities battle to curb the spread of the coronavirus and tackle dengue fever, Environment and National Beautification Minister Adrian Ford is appealing to Barbadians to desist from illegal dumping. Speaking to reporters today as he opened a new recreation hall at the Sanitation Service Authority for workers, Ford also appealed to owners of empty lots to clean up their act, again warning that tough new legislation was on the way.
As I speak, the legislation, the proper legislation, and the change of regulations, because there's legislation there already, but the change in the regulations on the Health Service Act, that will speak to charging those persons after they are served notice from the Ministry of Health, because that's where the legislation is nested. There is going to be a change of regulations that would allow the NCC, which falls smack under my ministry, to go in when owners refuse to, and then got to recoup the money either in the land tax or with the ticketing system, which is much easier for the landowner or property owner. We are not going to accept that Barbados remain in this way. It is not only a threat to presenting our country as a green touristic destination, but it's a threat to the livelihoods and the health of Barbadians.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news, a call for a return to the polls in Tobago for the first time in its 40-year history. The results of the Tobago House of Assembly elections ended in deadlock on Monday. The PNM and the Progressive Democratic Patriots, the two main parties which contested the election, won 6 electoral districts each. More in this report from TTT News.
In a media release sent on Friday, PNM Tobago leader Tracy Davidson Celestine said she believes a return to the polls as soon as feasible is the only constitutional solution to the deadlock, adding that they would not gamble with Tobago's future in a coin toss. Mrs. Davidson Celestine added that the PNM's Tobago Council recognizes that certain steps must be taken to facilitate the return to the polls, and that is the path they will support. She reiterated that the 6-6 deadlock has revealed a defect in the THA Act, which can only be addressed by an amendment by the Parliament. The Progressive Democratic Patriots, however, reiterated that it wants consideration of the Standing Order 92-1 of the Parliament to resolve the Tobago House of Assembly's predicament. The PDP sent a letter to the Clerk of the House on Thursday requesting that she reconvene the voting process so it can take place ad nauseam. They received a response from her office indicating that the Assembly legislature will reconvene on Monday.
On the international front, the European Commission gave approval on Friday for the use of the COVID-19 vaccine developed by AstraZeneca, the final step to allowing Europe to use it across the Union. It came amid criticism that the bloc is not moving fast enough to vaccinate its population.
A green light for the vaccine that's at the centre of the bitter row between its maker AstraZeneca and the EU.
We now have 3 vaccines that have been developed and recommended for approval against a disease that we did not know 1 year ago. None of them is perfect. None of them is a magic wand on its own.
Approval comes as the EU faces increasing pressure to speed up its vaccine rollout. Brussels had secured a deal for 400 million AstraZeneca shots to be delivered to member states, but production problems have left the drug maker admitting it will only be able to provide a fraction of that amount in the short term. The European Commission has now published a redacted copy of its contract with AstraZeneca, accusing it of reneging on its commitments. It wants the company to use its facilities in the UK to manufacture supplies to be sent to Europe. The Commission is warning it will use all legal means, even blocking exports, to ensure that AstraZeneca meets its obligations.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.